Willie D. Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, has hinted that civil war is coming and that the Epstein files really don't mean too much. Nobody cares about them. Really. Check them out.
And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me. But it was even sort of better than that, because they found that Jeffrey Epstein and this sleazebag writer named Michael Wolff were conspiring against Donald Trump to lose the election. So Epstein.
You heard what he just said, fam. The dude spoke of himself in third person. Anytime you hear somebody do that, and they're not clearly trying to be funny, they're not joking, you're talking to a lunatic. You're listening to a lunatic.
Was conspiring with a writer for me to lose the election. So right there, you know that I had nothing to do with this guy. But yeah, it's a terrible thing. The amount of time that's being wasted. When Epstein was alive, like 10 years ago, nobody cared about it. But they're only doing it. But now it's really hitting back on them because Bill Clinton is such a big part of it. The Democrats are pushing it. And the problem is that it's turning out to be the Democrats that were with and conspired with Epstein. So I think you're probably going to see a little pullback from them. But think of it. They were working together to try and help me lose the election. But this is the Oval Office, so I guess that didn't work out too well.
You know something else that did not work out? Trying to redact all of those thousands of files with Donald Trump's name in them, and Donald Trump's picture, images, likeness. Boy, could have got an NIL deal. Yeah, he could have got an NIL deal out of those Epstein files. He's literally in the files thousands of times. This is the sitting president, family. Did I mention that? A sitting president is in thousands of files involving the world's one of the world's biggest pedophiles on his island, in the mainland, at his crib, hanging out at parties, sometimes with his wife. Yeah, Melania was with him sometimes too. Yeah, they was together. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, fam, don't blame me. I'm just telling you what's happening. I know you're not getting mad at me because I mentioned it. It's public knowledge. Yeah. Fam, let's take away some let's address some key takeaways in this Epstein case in regards to the files. The DOJ temporarily removed a Trump reference. Well, that's just one, but we know there were many references that were removed. You're not supposed to be removing anything, but they did. President Donald Trump, who'd known Epstein since the 1990s, had been mentioned and shown in previous file releases, including a photo that the Justice Department initially took down and then reposted. Why would they do that? A similar incident happened in the latest release, in which the Justice Department removed and then republished a file that included a spreadsheet summary of complaints made to the FBI's National Threat Operations Center that included references to Epstein and Trump. There is no indication that the tips were verified and the complaints were made over an unspecified period. And the Justice Department did not respond to questions about why the file was removed and why it was compiled. So that was at least 8 of the 16 complaints didn't include their contact information when they made the complaint. Okay, what about the other 8? Can we hear from them? Trump has denied any wrongdoing. Trump has denied any wrongdoing, and law enforcement hasn't accused him of wrongdoing in connection with Epstein. The law enforcement, by the way, that he controls has not accused him of anything. You don't say. You don't say. Let's skip over this one. Let's go to this one right here. Bannon asked Epstein if he was the devil. I talked about that in a previous post. Former White House advisor Steve Bannon makes numerous appearances in the files, trading emails with him and interviewing him on video in 2019 for a documentary Bannon was filming called The Monsters: Epstein's Life Among the Global Elite. That's an interesting title, The Monsters. In the video, Bannon presses Epstein about whether his money is dirty. Epstein responds, "No, because I earned it." Bannon questioned Epstein about morality and asked him, "Do you think you're the devil himself?" "No, but I do have a good mirror." What about this one? Elon Musk asked about visiting Epstein's island. No surprise there. Elon Musk got what? Like 8 babies by 9 mamas? 9 baby mamas? 8 babies? Yeah. Anyway, fam, billionaire Elon Musk, former head of the Department of Government Efficiency, who has been a longtime Epstein critic, told Vanity Fair in 2019 interview that Epstein tried repeatedly to get me to visit his island. I declined. Emails from 2012 and 2013 released last week show Musk asking Epstein about a potential visit to his island. You can't trust these mother. You can't trust them. You can't trust nothing they say. I mean, nothing. I keep telling y'all, when they talk, the truth is typically the opposite. Whatever they say, just listen to them. When you hear them talking, just listen to them in reverse. And that's what the truth is. Whatever comes out their mouth, just say to yourself, "Oh, he said that. Okay." It's easy to translate once you realize. Don't even try to decipher, what's this? Don't do all of that. You're wasting your time. Just simply reverse whatever it is that they're saying, and that's what the truth is. If they say it was cold, well, it was hot. If they say that they left, well, they stayed. You dig what I'm saying? Lie, lie, lie. I mean, lie. They tell the type of lies that the truth has already been revealed about. They lie. They lie when they know that even if the truth hadn't been revealed thus far, that the truth will be revealed. They still lie. And then when you catch them in a lie, they just try to pivot and then start talking about something else, or they will insult you. In a November 2012 email, Epstein wrote to Musk, "How many people will you be for the heli to the island?" How many people will you be for the heli to the island? Okay, he's talking about the helicopter. Okay, Musk responds, "Probably just to Lula and me. What day night would be the wildest party on your island?" So he asking, he wants to know. Look at that. Elon asking about the wildest. When is the wildest party going to be? In December 2013, Musk wrote, We'll be in the BVI, St. Bart's area over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit? Epstein wrote back. Any day, 1st to the 8th. Play it by ear if you want. Always space for you. NBC News hasn't verified whether Musk traveled to the island. He isn't accused of any wrongdoing. Well, maybe he hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing, but it certainly sounds like he was up to some wrongdoing. He was up for some wrongdoing. Yeah, he was up to no good, sounds like me. Sounds like to me he was up to no good. I knew what I would be smeared. He said, I knew that I would be smeared relentlessly, despite never having attended his parties or been on his Lolita Express plane or set foot on his creepy island or done anything wrong at all, the Post said. Yeah, so now it's a creepy island, but you was trying to get a first-class ticket there. Yeah, right. Epstein claimed he was Bill Gates' right hand. He was Bill Gates' right-hand man. In a series of emails from 2013 that Epstein sent to himself, he claimed he had been Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates' right hand and participated in things for him that were ethically unsound. Yeah, like getting those antibiotics for him so he could covertly give them to his wife after he contracted an STD from some Russian models, allegedly. But in his latest interview, Bill Gates said he never met any women. So who gave him the STD then? Watching y'all, I'm watching him. He said those activities included helping Bill to get drugs in order to deal with the consequences of sex with Russian girls, to facilitating his illicit tryst with married women, to being asked to provide Adderall. But man, talking about sexual deviance. Good Lord. Let's do one more. A new photo of the former Prince Andrew. Previously released records appear to include email exchanges between Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell and Andrew Windsor, who lost his British titles of Prince and Duke of York because of his ties to Epstein. That had to be really serious. He had to be really into some stuff to lose his title as Prince. Think about that, fam. And by the way, the Prince did settle. I don't remember what it was, but I think he settled with like 8 different girls or women. At that point, they were women, for violating them. I say lock them all up and throw away the key. The midterms can't come fast enough. And by the way, it ain't going to turn out like they think it's going to turn out. I think the people are going to show up and show out. But this time, they need to make sure they finish old buddy. They let him off the hook last time. Something I would have never done. No more talk.